So one of the huge ones was recruitment, and when we started planning this study, we wanted to recruit through our local MS clinic, and we had set the stage to do that because our local MS clinic is a tertiary MS clinic, so it does provide services to a large number of people who have MS. And then COVID hit, and so there was restrictions to in-person clinic visits. Our lab had to halt all the activities that had to do with in-person connections with patients, and so we transitioned to an online mode of recruitment. So we had social media, we connected with organizations that offer support to people with MS, so like the MS Society. We connected with our own professional networks of physiotherapists, occupational therapists, clinicians who offer services to these individuals, and we recruited through those means. So that was challenging, and it didn't get as much as it would have. We didn't get as many numbers as we would have gotten if we had recruited through the clinic. And so we're having conversations on how can we optimize our recruitment to ensure that we are targeting and we're getting adequate numbers to be interested in this intervention. So back to your question of what I would do differently is I think it needs to be both clinic and community-based recruitment strategies to really engage more people and to sort of widen recruitment efforts. Right, absolutely. So in terms of a research context, the study did provide us with effect sizes. So effect sizes are the magnitude of the strength of the difference between the two groups that we looked at. And what that helps us to do is then to calculate a sample size for the future study. So we want to do a bigger trial, a randomized control trial that will really help us to then be more definitive about the impact or the effects of the intervention that we saw in the feasibility study. So that will be the next stage of this intervention, and we're glad that the feasibility study did provide us with information that we would need to make that happen. So one of the things that we talked about in our intervention is this idea that any movement is better than none, right? And so sometimes people with MS experience barriers and challenges that make it difficult to engage in moderate to vigorous physical activity. But we know that even substituting the time that is spent in sedentary time with light physical activity has tremendous potential for their health and well-being. And so being able to signpost people to what resources are available in the community to be able to participate in physical activity, I think is an important thing that all clinicians should be doing. Is movement is key, and any movement that you can get is good movement. You don't necessarily have to go to the gym or do weight training and all of those vigorous activities. If you can, yes, but if you can't, then whatever you can do even around the house is good activity.